Alright, YouTube, we are back for an update on the PXToys / WXToys. And I had a good time with it, actually. Took it out to the local hobby town's demo day. They basically set up a little track in the parking lot next to their store and just kind of run what you brung, go out, have some fun. And they've got a couple of cars out there that you can drive around, kind of check them out. And anyways, good time. So, pretty good friends with a couple of the guys at the local hobby town. So, got up there early and a little before the rest of the crowd did, and this thing actually performed pretty well. The only issue I had, which could probably be chalked up to a little bit of my mistake as well, is the wheel fell off, and in turn I lost the hex adapter there too. And it's not like on the axials and Traxxas and stuff where they have a pin going through there. So if, I couldn't just put one of those on. It's got this rounded off rectangle here that the hex adapter sits on. But what I was able to do is just grab a spare nut from the parts tray and get that running again. So really wasn't that big of a deal. So as you saw in that first little video, I didn't necessarily take it easy on it. And as you can see in this video here, it did get some time in the air. It did get bashed, and it got sent as much as a little brush $70 or $50 tiny little RC can. It took the jumps and the tumbles just fine, even with the one wheel that was kind of hodgepodge held on there, probably creating a bit of friction for it. It still managed to go through and run the battery down. So I've got no major complaints for this. I did lose the light cover there. Couldn't find it in the parking lot. That little tiny black piece of plastic just popped off somewhere. Not too big of a deal. I've lost plenty of those on my other rigs too, and it did get up pretty high in the air. So, but nothing broke. I did the jumps that you just saw in that video there, and a few others. So it took some good spills. It was bashed as much as it could be bashed, and it kept running. So I don't expect to be able to do that too many times and still have the same success, but I think you can definitely take this thing out, have a good bunch of fun with it before you can expect any breakage. The downside to any breakages is that I couldn't find the parts being sold by anybody here in the US. I didn't spend hours on end looking through Google or anything like that, but I did find the parts relatively easily. You just have to wait in anywhere from, I think I was quoted 3 weeks to 6 weeks. It just depends on how long the freight from over there takes. Most of it does come straight from Hong Kong, Shanghai, somewhere over there. I can't remember which location exactly it was coming from, but sometimes those are pretty quick. I've received stuff literally after a week and a half to 2 weeks when I've ordered from overseas before. And sometimes it does take that full 6 weeks. You just never really know. So yeah, I ordered a pack of those and a couple other spare parts. They were all cheap, but I think I ordered a couple of extra links and an extra CV, just in case one of these goes out. So trying to be a little bit prepared, but it's pretty rare that you can actually guess the parts that are going to break. So almost ends up being a futile effort, but I still like to have some spare parts on stock, especially if it takes that long to get them. So yeah, if you're looking for a little tiny rig to bash around and not looking to spend a lot of money, this little WLToys PXToys Desert Journey 1/18th is a pretty fun little rig, and so far seems not too terribly cheap, more inexpensive than cheap. So I dig it. I'll do some more bashing on it, some more driving with it here in the coming weeks, and let y'all know if anything else happens to it. But yeah, appreciate y'all watching. Take it easy. Have a good one. I did want to actually make one little correction here real quick to the first video that I put up. Like I mentioned, this isn't the initial one that we ordered. We ordered a 1/12 scale, a different model to unbox and review, and this is when they showed up. The seller made it right, gave us a little discount on this one to make up for it. But the initial one we ordered did have oil-filled shocks. This one does not have oil-filled shocks in it. It is basically just a shaft in there that's spring-driven. So my apologies for getting that one wrong. Just a little bit of confusion from getting the wrong the wrong rig mailed to us. So definitely not oil-filled shocks front or back on any of these ones, but it still performed pretty well when we took it out, taking jumps and going around a track. So yeah, again, not oil-filled shocks, and my apologies for having that incorrect on that first one.